All right. Let's go ahead and get started here. Where the fuck did I leave off? Rather, let's see what I actually need, I guess, is the better question. Alright. I don't have the shooting range, but I have everything but mixers and foams. So, mixers and foam, so probably just tunnel time. Anything to do here? Carbon fiber tube. I'm gonna have that. Wait, what do I not have here for this? Not enough resources. I have wires, DVD players, Blu-ray. Oh, I'm really poor. That's why. Understood. If that's the case, maybe we do some hunting first, or not hunting, but maybe not dying. I don't know. Let's go over to Mesa and see if we can't find some codexes real quick. To shore up our reserves. Ain't got no money. Alright, 545. Ugh. Yeah, just 545. Sidearm wise, I don't think it matters. Yeah, just shotgun. Alright, got ammo, got meds, got my drills. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Alright. And let's go straight. Oh, wait, I'm 36 water? Yeah, I should be fine. Any other quests I want to get from Mesa while I'm here? We're just codex hunting, but there's that freebie for just extracting. Yeah, screw it. Okay. Ideally looking for codexes here, but you never know if we're gonna get mechs or not, so we'll see. If not, we'll just grab a few things and leave. Alright, we got medium mechs for Europa. Do we have the other side of the equation here?
As long as I'm the last one standing.
Well, we have T90s, that might be good enough. Do we have 2 or 3 mechs? We have 2, okay. So there's a good chance over, like, it will take a while probably, but they should die eventually, knock on wood. It does depend on how quick the respawns are for the T90s. Yeah, special. Yeah, I mean, like, they're good quality of life updates. They kind of steer the game in a slightly different direction, but if you're just focused on quality of life at any cost, then yeah, they're good updates. At this point, I'm gonna just, like, I want to see, like, a video or a stream of people who are still dying in tunnels, and just seeing how. Like, at this point, I just cannot believe people are still, like, if people are, like, there could be just trolls too, but if people are still, like, actually falling to their death in tunnels, I would want to watch their, like, their point of view, their gameplay, and see what the hell's going on. Alright, T90, I need you to shoot the mech. Shoot the mech, T90.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
Like, it's one thing if you don't like it, that's perfectly fine and well, I can understand that point of view, but to say that you're actually, like, legitimately dying a lot in tunnels because of the platforming, quote unquote, feels like a lot. I mean, they made it where you have, like, decent amount of control over your, like, yourself when you're, like, you can actually stop yourself mid-air, like, airstrafing now. Oh, no, 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 no. But they can't fix that. Would it not be a return from like a 2-week break if it didn't involve me dying from mantling? I just wanted a jump game. Just wanted to jump. Hey, right fella, how's it going? Well, that was expensive. All right. What do I got to sell here to short my reserves? I got quite a bit. The only problem is it's like it's all like scattered across 5 million things now. I don't believe so. I think it's just the contextualized version of jump. I would be like genuinely surprised if they actually parse that out. Yeah, no, it's just a breakout of jump. If you jump next to a mantleable object, you try to mantle, regardless on what's on the other side of the mantle. I mean, considering I know Fun Dog, I would be very surprised if that was actually a thing, and I'm not surprised at all it's not. We're probably in double digits of me playing this game and dying to mantling at this point. It is what it is. Ah, yes, the ammo change. Alright, we'll bring 300. I don't need to upgrade you at all, we're just going for codexes really again. I enjoy Ark. I mean, like, what I said in my video about Ark is like already how I feel about it. I'll probably stream it once or twice again, but like, there's really not that much to do in it. Like, it's a fun, like, drop in, like, play a few rounds and enjoy yourself kind of game, but like, there's no reason to grind that game or like put more time into it than like maybe getting to 30 or 40. Like, I'm at like 35 right now and I just kind of stopped playing. It's a fun, well-polished game, but like, what's the point? It is fun in spurts, but like, I don't really feel like an incentive to grind that game remotely at all. Alright. Yeah, like, it's a well-made, fun game. It's like, it's refreshing to see a very well-polished game that's come out and shipped and done well. Like, it's nice to see that rewarded. And like, I like the game, it's just that it's not a game where I'm like, I'm gonna sink 100 hours into this in like the first few weeks.
Gotta keep a record in the event.
Cause like, I'm like, how many hours do I have in Ark? Hold on, I'm actually genuinely curious now. Yeah, I have 31 hours. I have 32 hours in Ark since it came out. Like, I felt like I've already, like, the only thing I probably haven't done in Ark is, like, kill the queen, but, like, I don't really feel a drive to do that. I'm, like, 35, I think. I'm, like, one away from getting, like, the breach lockers, I think. And there's just, yeah, it's fun. It's well done. Like, the PvP is okay. Or, like, it's good enough, but, like, I don't know. I feel like in 32 hours, I felt like I've done everything I needed to do. Yeah, Gaiden, it's like, I'll probably play like the new map a few times here and there, but like overall, it's just like the core. It's more about the meta of it, right? Not like the balancing meta, but more of like the systems meta, right? There's not really any like systemic incentive to like push you along really after a certain point. Yeah, like it's a very well done, like like the whole ensemble is very well good. I'm not saying the game is bad. I'm just saying the game has no staying power for my personal taste. Like, there's not... Are there leaderboards? I guess there's... Are there leaderboards for, like, the weeklies or dailies, I think, maybe? But, like... Yeah, like, it's not, like, a... It's a competitive game, but not really. It's a survival game, but not really. It's an extraction shooter, but not really. Oh, we got the floor helicopter. Maybe the floor helicopter will kill the mech.
Everyone for themselves.
But no, like, I have a whole video about the why, and I do think, like, I made a video. I'm really proud of it. It doesn't done very well, but that's fine. Like, that's kind of what I expected, considering it's a complete tangent from the videos I've done thus far. But, like, I go into that video about, like, the why of games, and, like, I do think, for example, like, Ark Raiders and Foreverwinter do have issues in regards to the why. They do a good job on some aspects here and there. No, my opinions is basically still the same. It's a very well-made game, but like for me personally, it has no staying power. I don't feel like drawn to go play it more, really. Like I feel like I've played 32 hours and I feel like I've done everything in the game that has to offer. And like the only really new experiences it has to offer is like the emergent behavior of PvP or interactions with other players. Which is like, it's not really an Ark Raiders thing, that's just a multiplayer thing. I can go have that experience in Rust if I wanted to. It's not, like... Once again, not saying Ark Raiders of this game is bad in this context, but it's always important to remember when you're playing games with your friends, or with a group of people that you enjoy playing with, you might have a biased opinion about the actual fun that game is providing, as opposed to just the fun you're having with your friends. I haven't done the Queen Ale, but I don't really feel drawn to kill the Queen at all. It would be a challenge, sure, but like, does it really do anything outside of just give you cool loot that doesn't really fill a purpose? Yeah, I mean, like, well, I'm not surprised at all, guys, and that's kind of the trajectory I kind of pointed at the game, in the sense of, it's gonna come out, you're gonna have this, like, massive period of buff lift, you're gonna have people kind of play the game, and then you're gonna have people start getting bored, and probably start doing a lot more of, like, interactive stuff, either PvP or just kind of shooting the shit. And then, like, the PvPers will probably get bored and leave. There'll be a few sweats who stay. Like I said, I think it will find a healthy audience. I don't think it will, like, it's not gonna fail, it's gonna still do well, but I just don't think it has any staying power. I mean, Mr. Grizz, I believe it, like, that's perfectly fine and well. I'm curious if they're ever gonna do... Yeah, I'm curious how they're gonna progress in the growth of, like, the content of that game. Yeah, I've only seen snippets of Hunger here in their Desolation, so I'm very curious about how it's gonna pan out. Hey, Duffs. I need these mechs to die, but they're not doing their job of dying. Like you said, like, well, it's kind of, for example, this game, Mr. Grooves, right? If they're just gonna make it Monster Hunter World, where you just go kill special units or bosses, but, like, the actual context of, like, the stuff you get from them, it doesn't feel, like, attached to anything, right? I am aware of it. I don't really bother with it. Isn't there two mechs? What happened? Did one of the mechs die, actually? Or am I just missing one? Did it go up there? Sometimes they go up there. What happened to the other mech? Did it actually die? Hold on, still looking. Yeah, I wouldn't personally consider Ark Game of the Year. Like, once it's very well done, but it doesn't. I mean, for me personally, it's very well done. It's very well made, but like, eh. It could just be that I'm not wired that way, but like, where the fuck did the other mech go? Did it just disappear? Did it spawn maybe? It might be up there too. We should probably just leave and come back, actually, considering we're not finding any like actual things to kill these mechs with. When I think of like Game of the Year awards, I want something that's like, yeah, I want it to be well done, but I want it to be like something that's not necessarily like, I don't think Ark Raiders is transformative enough or like novel enough to warrant Game of the Year. Now, the problem is I would not be surprised if it wins because of how popular it is right now. But when I think of Game of the Year award, I want something that's like so well done that it's like something that has the staying power of time, right? Like if you think of like Witcher 3, for example, right? I think Witcher 3 won Game of the Year, right? It was such a like conclusive, like it did new things. I wouldn't say like Witcher 3 was, oh god. What the fuck? All right, well. I don't think Elden Ring's transformative. Yeah, I don't know. I like Elden Ring, but I also don't really consider Elden Ring a very great game. The amount of recycled content. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, yes. There was such a Baldur's Gate 3. I wouldn't say it was maybe transformative. It was very well done. But like, I guess Baldur's Gate 3, the reason why it was so popular is it kind of brought CRPGs back to the spotlight. I don't think that's a very hot take in regard. If I finish my whole Elden Ring thing, right? I like Elden Ring. I don't think Elden Ring is a great game. I think it's a good game. I don't think it's great. The problem with Elden Ring necessarily is that there is so much recycled content in Elden Ring. Once again, in my why video, I break this down in a sense of like, it really borders on like, when I get to like content and completionism in my video, like it is the emphasis of this to some degree, right? Like Elden Ring starts really like towing the line of content for the sake of content and not necessarily because it should be there. Like there is so much just recycled dungeons and like bosses in that game. Like they could have cut out a lot of it and made a much more, I felt, streamlined experience that I think would have been better overall, at least for my personal taste, right? Like I'm not a big fan of like lots of bloat in games. So all right, well I guess we're getting low on ammo. I'm getting low on meds. I'm getting low on everything. I want to get some money for mechs, but like it's just a crapshoot on if they're actually going to spawn or not. I guess I can just go Tunnel 8 to Mesa and see if they spawn, because I think you get tons of what's it called now? You get a lot of just drills passively. All right. I'm gonna bring out extra AK just in case, or maybe extra RPK, because we find more ammo. I wouldn't necessarily go that reductionist, Mr. Grooves. There is plenty of new stuff to find and explore in Elden Ring, but there's also the good chance too, like in the later parts of the game, that if you found something new, it might just be a recycled piece of content from the earlier in the game. There's plenty of more like novel stuff, and like I mean, you play Elden Ring 2 for the boss fights, and plenty of the later boss fights are novel and interesting, right? Now there's the problem too of like, you know, they do lean on recycling a bit, but it is what it is. I don't play Zelda. I've never played Zelda in my life. I also don't have a Switch, so Yeah, I've heard different takes on Breath of the Wild. I've heard like it's like the greatest game of all time, and I've also heard like it's tedious. I feel like AL, if we get into the endless abyss of like things that would improve this game, will never stop. It'll be what it'll be at this point. I mean, I have played every Dark Souls game, including Elden Ring, and I've beaten them all once. I don't think I've ever had a drive to go back and play them again. And you know, like, there's nothing wrong with like if you're a big fan of the genre too, right? Some people really like those games. I massively enjoy exploration, yes, but I also like I really enjoy exploration, but I also have, I don't want to say this sounds like something bragging, I have too good of a memory. No, I have very good visual memory, so like if I've seen it before in a game, it won't be really novel to me anymore. Like, so if, say for example, if you reuse a lot of your previous assets or like templating or like anything in like an exploration game, like it's you have to use it once and move on for me, otherwise I'll see it. It doesn't mean it's wrong to do that, but like Elden Ring leaned on that a lot. I don't feel personally rewarded from say like I really like exploration, but it has to be novel exploration, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, right. I don't think Elden Ring or Dark Souls are bad games. I enjoy them for what they are. They're just not really games I would go back to play again. And like the important thing too, I don't mind procedural content. I actually like procedural content when it's well done. It's just, it requires the game to like require that, right? Like I don't mind the fact that tunnels in this game are like tile sets, because it's kind of, it makes sense in the lore, or regards to the lore they've said thus far, and it also makes sense in regards to like, hey, they can't just make like maps like this that are fully bespoke and have them make like, you know, it doesn't work. I have played Fallout 4. It's been a very long while. Hey, Stems. And I'm not saying that recycling content's bad. I'm just saying that like you have to be, I think, careful. Like the problem with Elden Ring is it had the dungeon tile sets basically, and it just didn't do a whole lot with them, right? If you explored like one dungeon of X type, you explored basically every dungeon of X type. There might be some interesting elements here and there for the most part, but like it didn't feel like exploration. I don't know. On my original account I did. I like XCOM's games. I don't usually like, I'm not in love with them. I like them. I've played like XCOM 1 like once or twice. I've played, or sorry, Enemy Unknown, not XCOM like 1-1, but Enemy Unknown like once or twice. I've played XCOM 2 maybe once the way through. I might have played again like halfway through, but like, yeah. I would consider those games a bit masochistic. I will in time, Stems. I might do it this weekend. Depends. This is a very busy time of year for me right now. I have I think 3 projects. I have 3 projects. One of them is basically done. One of them I haven't really touched yet outside of cleaning the data, and one of them we haven't even talked to I haven't talked to the group yet, really. I would have to recall what the Game of the Year winners were. I don't Can you give me a list of the Game of the Year winners and I'll tell you which ones? It's been a very long time since I've like... well, let me just say, I don't think I've ever actually known the game winners by heart. Starfield, that's bait. Have I not found like any ammo yet, really? No, not really. If I looked at my Steam list, I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably play Ark Raiders a bit too, but like, I've actually had a real hankering to play Darkest Dungeon again, so I might do a little bit of that. I've had a real knack for playing Darkest Dungeon again. And like, for example, that's like basically like created its own little subgenre, right? Darkest Dungeon. That was something that's like kind of not, I wouldn't even like yeah, to a degree transformative, right? All right. Now, is this gonna be actually what I'm trying to do? It's in my library. I played the intro. I kind of put it down and didn't pick it back up again. So like, I will probably eventually get back into it, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet for Rogue Trader. I did enjoy their previous Pathfinder title. What was it called? Was it War of the Righteous, Wrath of the Righteous, something like that? Yeah, I did see the updates. I did do a lot of updates for it, yeah. But I enjoyed their previous title for Pathfinder. I'm not gonna answer that, Wiver. It just spiles the conversation. I would just also be repeating stuff ad nauseum over and over again. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, those CRPGs can like, they can take you a lot of time to complete. To make sure the floor's not gonna fucking punk me out. Did I find any drills? Like I did find a drill, so if we find a mech to kill, we can, or see a mech die, we can pick it up. That'll be some money. I'm trying to think though. When was the last time I felt like a big game was very transformative? I mean, Tarkov in a way was transformative, right? That was definitely like a new genre emerging. That was, I don't want to necessarily conflate transformative with like a new genre. Because that's a very, very high bar that like no one would ever meet. Except for a few here and there. Oh, god damn it. This is where we can have nice things. I would say Noida. That's a good. I'm gonna start going into examples of games that I think are transformative, as opposed to just like Game of the Year winners. Just to give you examples, I think Noida. Yeah, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Is a very good transformative game. It takes a lot of different like subgenres and blends them together. For those unfamiliar, it's basically sort of kind of this like roguelite where you also have like, yeah, it's super fun, unique, it has lots of customization, and like the whole world is like, I don't want to say procedural, but like you can blow things up. It all like everything interacts together, right? It's such an interesting environment, right, where there's lots of like these weird things to discover. Like that's an aspect of exploration too that I think's missed a lot. Is exploration doesn't necessarily have to be like moving around a map and exploring things. It can be the exploration of systems and interactions. And Noida does a lot of good in that, right? Because it has so many different elements and things that interact together that you kind of have to just discover how they work. And you will die a lot, but then you'll learn of how these interactions work and how they can benefit you. Or perhaps kill you. Like, for example, I played it again recently. I forgot, like, everything. I was like, ooh, explosion. That sounds like a cool spell. And explosion just creates an explosion right where your wand is, and it hurts you. So maybe not the best thing in the world. Hey, doggo. Are you? What the fuck? Goddamn Ark Raiders. Leave me alone. I said leave me alone. Don't hit me. There, that's fucking consumable wheel, man. This is why you don't search inventories, because I have to go through 50 different fucking things to get my actual medkits now. But yeah, no, it is great. Hold on while I wait for these guys. I would consider Hades transformative too. Like, Hades is a great game that I would consider to be transformative of the genre. If it even is, like, it's a roguelite, right? But it does such a good job. I would say Returnal also. I'm a massive, like, disclaimer, I'm a massive simp for Returnal. But Returnal does a good job. Like, it does a very transformative job of both blending the roguelite genre and melding it with a cohesive story. And like, it uses the roguelite genre to help tell its story in a very nice way. And most roguelites do that too. But like, I think that they really excelled at that. Vampire Survivors is like a new genre, right? It's an auto battler, but auto battler in a unique way. I love Slay the Spire, but I wouldn't call Slay the Spire necessarily transformative. Firewatch is a great game. I would say Journey, the OG Journey, is a very, it's hard to call it maybe transformative, but the OG Journey game, if you've ever played it, is like an experience. It is just seamlessly immersive. I am Outer Wilds, for example, too. I have not personally played through the entirety of Outer Wilds, but Outer Wilds is one of those games that does, like, it takes the genre of like puzzles and to a degree roguelite loops. Yeah, like, it is a transformative game. It's not a game for everyone though. It is a game that demands like an insane amount of patience. I don't like it either, Mr. Grooves, but I can recognize that it is in fact like a very well-made game that if you're that type of player who has the patience to play it, which I don't, it rewards you massively with a very interesting story. Like, I don't generally have the patience for puzzle games like that, or like very in-depth puzzle games like that, so I usually just can't bother. The original Portal, I wouldn't like, I wouldn't say, it's hard to say if Portal's transformative or not. It does blend a few things together in a very nice way. I would consider actually the OG Portal transformative, actually, because it takes the subgenre of like puzzle games, adds a narrative, which most puzzle games usually have, right? But it adds a movement, or it adds an air of like, it didn't feel like just puzzles though, it felt like movement too. I don't know, it feels, it's borderline. I would consider Portal, the original Portal, to be. We're gonna extract, we have too much shit on us, I think, already. Alien Isolation, yeah, I wouldn't consider Alien Isolation, like, it's well made but not transformative. Subcom, once again, well made but not transformative anyway. I guess you can consider the OG Half-Life transformative, right? Because it's one of the first examples of like a big budget game, or like a very well made game with a like original story. But like, that's going back to like what, 1998, I think. So that's not necessarily fair for the current time. RimWorld in a way is transformative. There's not really another game like RimWorld. There's been like knockoffs, right? Or like different types of RimWorld games, but like by and large, RimWorld's a very novel experience. The original Frostpunk. Oh, I would consider the original Frostpunk to be a very transformative game. I cannot say the same about 2. like if you're gonna play 1 or 2, play Frostpunk 1, and you can just like if you really enjoy this like the setting of 1, you can play 2, but they're very different games. If you've never played Frostpunk 1, and you've ever seen it be played, definitely it's very high up there if you enjoy like city builder games. Or not even like, I don't usually enjoy full city builders, but I really enjoyed Frostpunk. I was looking for Heisenberg, yeah, drills. It's so damn good. Something to keep in mind too, I gotta mention about this game also, is I have to keep in mind that the actual items you get from containers, by and large, aren't worth shit, and you're much better off like mass murdering for money still, like getting IFFs. We'll run it back like one more time. I'll bring like 2 drills in just to offset if we don't get a lot, but I really want to try and get some codexes down. Yeah, I personally didn't really enjoy Slipgate. Dude, High Fleet. Oh. High Fleet. I don't want to equate transformative with immersive, but High Fleet is a fucking crazy game.
We should have chosen another.
I need to play it again. I tried playing it recently, and like they in one of the last patches before I think they stopped making content for the game. Maybe they still are. It's like 1 dev, I think. Is that they reworked how fuel works, so like a lot of my giant battleship designs just don't work anymore. I don't think so, Chad. I don't think any of the weapon stats work except for like damage and just damage basically. I wouldn't consider Valheim transformative. It's a good game, but not transformative. Papers, Please in a way is a new genre, but maybe not transformative. I mean, it's once again, I don't want to equate like a new genre with transformative, because transformative requires usually like, you know, blending things or making things like come together. I liked Against the Storm a lot, but it kind of faltered for me. Like, I want to go back and try playing Against the Storm again, but like I played it once and like until I ran out of early access content. I'm like, I just never felt like a drive to go back really. Yeah, I'm not really a Wiver, getting to your point, right? Like, this is such a like a non-answer, but like, leave me alone. Fucking wall drone. I mentioned this in the Discord. They're doing a. This might sound mean. It is what it is. Have you ever worked with Photoshop? You know how in like Photoshop or GIMP you have different layers, and the layers stack on to each other, right? And the layers affect the layers underneath sometimes, right? But by and large, like, each layer is its own separate thing, right? It's like a, you know, they build on top of each other. It's a very artistic way of looking at things, right? It's like you have these layers, or digital artist, I guess, way of looking at it, right? You have these layers, you build on top of layers, and like you layer things, and that creates your art, or your, you know, whatever you're trying to make. Leave me alone. But it almost feels like this game kind of takes that approach, right? It doesn't really feel like necessarily it not layers, but interweaves things. I want them to use their systems and interweave them, have them interact a lot more. Right now, it just feels like we're a bunch of different layers not stacked on top of each other that don't really talk to each other in any shape or way. And the reason why I mentioned this, right, is because you mentioned the room upgrades. The Innards personal quarters is an example, I think, of like a clear just it doesn't interact with anything outside of itself, right? Or like it just you do all of this work to build your personal quarters, and all it does is just give you extra HP. It doesn't touch or interact with anything. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't feel like it touches anything else. It's like, hey, you grinded like, you know, 50 hours in this game to unlock the personal quarters. Congratulations, you get 15% more HP. It's the same reason why, for example, I don't feel a drive to like go kill the queen in Ark Raiders. It's like, hey, you spent like this time and money to get the gear to kill the, you know, kill the queen. What do you have to show for it? You have the loot that the queen gave you. That doesn't really do anything. Like, it's cool gear and like you maybe have bragging rights of killing the queen, but like it's not like touching any of the systems at all. Yeah, Warframe is Warframe is its own separate little thing. They've been, yeah, it's just hard to necessarily talk about Warframe. Warframe's had systems bloat. Warframe has the opposite problem where they've been making systems for like literally 15 years at this point that they've it honestly is, I'm not sure how uninteractive it is because I haven't, oh, don't you know, they don't touch yet. That makes sense considering too that like they'll work on one thing and move on to the next. It is, I feel like they have the other issue, right, where they're trying to support the same game over a 15-year span while also providing new content. It just, yeah, there's a lot of different, like, getting into Warframe's own issues, I would need to actually go invest a lot of time into Warframe. I can see the theoretical issues outside of from the window, but like I don't really know without going and playing it a lot. But what you're describing makes sense, right? It like, hey, we have this old game we're supporting. We need to create content for it to get people to like come back and play it while also creating new content for new players. But should we ask those new players to have to grind old content to experience the new content? And so the reason for like having that new content be islands, right, is because like you don't necessarily want to tell new players like, hey, you have this 10 years of debt you need to go work through. So like there is that reason why I can understand content islands a bit more in a long ass game like that. That's been like 1.0 for a while now.
Trying to carefully extract the good stuff.
Yeah, it's important not to get like bogged down and like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been getting irked with a few people on Discord because I'll talk about like systemic things and they'll go into ranting about bugs. I'm like, I understand your frustration, but that's not the conversation I'm trying to have here. And if you're trying to have that conversation, I'll see myself out and you can have that conversation, but that conversation's not gonna be with me. Bugs are bugs, they need to be fixed, hopefully, but I am much more concerned about the systemic implications of things than the actual bugs. I hear you when I don't see you. Are you the... Just on the fucking wall. Leave me alone. Did you not just hear me? I said leave me alone, don't shoot me. Wait, the Starship thing? Like, did they get rid of the whole, like, you can fly outside of ships and have your own content? Like that, I was actually looking for that, I think, when I played the game recently for some footage, basically. They got rid of, like, the whole outside of the ship thing where you, like, you know, you're, like, on a Gundam. Well, not a Gundam per se, but, like, you know, you're in, like, this, like, harness that attaches to your suit and you fly around. Alright. I will take your ammo if you have any, or IFFs too. Is it called Archwing? Yeah, is Archwing still in Warframe? I didn't look that hard for it, so I might have just missed it. Okay, it is. All right. All right, I got 3 drills. We might be able to get some drills or some stuff off these guys in Scorched Enclave. Yeah, I don't remember that at all. I don't even like. Yeah, I can't. I don't think I've ever even seen the starship thing that you're referencing.
I don't have a good feeling.
All right, we got any big boys around here? I hear. Okay, we have only half the equation. Well, I guess we can loot and leave. And not even tanks either to kill them. So there's like no shot they're gonna die. Probably just wise to actually just leave. We got a decent amount of stuff on us already. I do think, by the way, I don't know. I really hope that they... I do not really agree with how they did. The ammo economy nerf needed to happen, but them doing it before doing anything else felt like doing it backwards. Because I do... I made this jest forever ago, but I feel like it's becoming more and more true of this game just going to be a grimdark safari, and that will be it. Like, we've nerfed ammo to the point where you can't do combat. We don't really have any stealth mechanics unless you want to roleplay that there's stealth in the game. The looting is subpar. Like, going back, I was thinking about, like, actually, like, maybe we can kill some enemies here and, like, get some IFFs. I was like, I don't have enough ammo for that, so, like, I shouldn't be shooting, really. For in the weird circumstance, like, where I run out of ammo, right?
Damn, close call.
They need to redo a lot.
On a day of close call.
Anyway, but going back to Transformative, yeah, Starfield. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3, I think, like, the reason why it was Transformative, I do think it deserves everything it got right, because it, like, it's been such a long time since we've actually genuinely had a CRPG that was so well made and its story so well done. And I was considering too that they had to rush content. Like, Act 3 was entirely rushed in that game, but it still hit home pretty well, and they supported it too. Like, and so maybe necessarily the aspect of Transformative 2 for Baldur's Gate 3 wasn't that it was, like, entirely novel. A lot of the stuff it's done before was done before and it was done well, but it's been such a long time where it brought the whole ensemble together where it felt transformative, right? Let me see what else here. I guess the original Company of Heroes 2, right? It kind of took, like, a very, like, baseline RTS and kind of elevated it quite a lot. Like the OG Company of Heroes, like the one from forever ago, before, like, widescreens were a thing. I think, like, I remember, too, I think the PC Gamer article for Company of Heroes actually mentioned, like, how it looked great on a widescreen, despite widescreens not being prevalent yet. A lot of people were still playing on 4x3s, including myself. So, like... yeah, that's just how fucking old Company of Heroes the original was. but like it did its thing too, right? Where it was like this blend of a lot of different blends of RTSs, and also had like this cohesive kind of story. Which, I mean, you can say StarCraft had that too, right? But like it felt different from StarCraft in a good way. Like it didn't feel like a StarCraft clone. It felt novel and new, but still had like the homages of like, you know, an RTS genre. Oh, actually, I forgot this criticism too. Restricting the ammo counters and having your restocks be based off IRL time. I will only say, I have been ever so gleeful when I occasionally look at the Discord for Winter recently, and just seeing like every single time I look at feedback, I don't care. I don't want to redo this. I don't want a prestige. I don't care about the HP. I don't want to redo this every fucking level. I hate it. I hate redoing the same shit over and over again just because the game tells you to, for some weird fucking reason. Anyway, no, but like I've been seeing more Mr. Doggo, like every time I'll go back to the Discord, look at the feedback section, because I'm just I want to see what the people are saying right now. By and large, like there's always like an IRL timer sucks in like the top 5. Sorry, the most recent 5, not top 5, because that's ranked by most recent. And it always makes me smile a little bit. 762. We'll do the opposite now, where we'll take both these out. I think you're overestimating how much I play this game, Lord Gadwin. I do not play this game outside of streaming. So, for, what are we at? I'll prestige one to see where we're at. We're at 11. I would be surprised if I had 27 this fucking year. Sorry, next year. I already have my main account anywhere. This is an off-branch account. I still have my main account, which with like a 25 plus mask man. You say that, Mr. Doggo, but then they made the quality of life patch where they made a lot of concessions that I didn't like. Yeah, it's just, it's weird. All right, I'm still looking for codexes, man. Every single time we got into a map, we haven't had the right equation yet. All right, we can actually do like a fast forward because we have a few more water now. I'm not fucking touching peer-to-peer in this game.
Just one more run.
Yeah, I am not really interested in the thought of doing peer-to-peer in this game right now. I'm a masochist, but I'm not that much of a masochist. All right, we've been blessed with Nomax.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
We followed a request to get RNG on our side today. So I guess we'll do a little bit of looting and leave. I could go grind foam too, but I'm like, unless I want to like mass on my inventory, I basically just don't have money.
Trying to carefully extract the good stuff.
Hey Frank. I'm doing well, how are you? Oh, don't you spot me.
Decide what happens next.
Who's staggered right now? The drone, I'm guessing? Yeah, drone, I think. Well, let's just get out of here. There's no reason for us to be on this map. Yeah, I was busy last week making the video. Like, there was like, oh god, was it like, I think around basically 40 games I had to get recordings for. And I tried to get like an hour of each game. Some games I was able to cheat on and not do a full hour because like capturing the loop was pretty easy. But for like games with actual gameplay I needed to show, like Ark Raiders or like Warframe, yeah, like, so like 40 games, I basically like 40 hours of like just recording gameplay last week, which ate up all my free time. I enjoyed it though. It was nice like playing a wide repertoire of games. But now I'm back. I'm still working on the video too.
Everyone for themselves.
And I'm hoping to get done before Thanksgiving. If it's not done before Thanksgiving, it's gonna be a real bitch getting it out anytime after that because of finals, but yeah. Yeah, let's just get out of here. My tombstone's over there. I could go get that now, actually. My tombstone from getting firing squatted. I usually don't. Oh, I mean, like for videos or just for school? For schools, that's my only motivation, right? I can get that shit done quickly.
Don't miss.
It also helps too that I just genuinely like work on it during class, also for the most part. Ben, my lobby is not open. You're not gonna be able to join it. And I would kick you if you did. I'm not looking to play peer-to-peer. Yeah, it's not a you thing, Ben. It's a I'm not playing peer-to-peer thing.
Spread out.
Are you guys even worth the bullets? I mean, probably if I want to loot the area, right? But they just respawn up there. That's another thing too, right? Nerfing the ammo economy, but it's still having the respawns function the same damn way. So fucking backwards. Yeah, but I'm not trying to leave, I'm trying to loot.
Whittle them down and we can break out.
They bail out. This place actually has quite a bit of loot, actually, in terms of density. It's a fairly dense area for loot, and it's like all pretty easy to get. It's just the respawn is gonna be a real bitch in the fucking half. Because the second you clear them out, they respawn.
Whittle them down.
Yeah, you would be surprised to catch me like farming anything. Pack, but not in, like, yes, but no. Let me think of a good analogy for this. Am I actually full now? Yeah, okay, I'm full. I can just leave. I'm full on alcohol now. It's not done in a good way, but I can probably explain it with an analogy. If I just have some can y'all just... Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, fucking respawns. There's definitely a way to describe what I'm feeling right now in regards to like, yeah, in the theoretical sense, like bullets should, like, being rewarded for holding your fire should be a good thing, and like you should worry about ammo economy, right? But artificially locking ammo behind, like, vendors, it always goes back to the IRL timer too, right? Of just like, hey, it's not real scarcity, it's just scarcity behind like a weird clock. Let me make sure I'm on private. Yeah, I'm on private, good luck. And like, it's a thing of too, right, where the game, like the marketing of the game says, yeah, you don't want to shoot in every situation, right? But then the game just like gives you no avenue usually to go around that unless you want to get really gamey, like with P jump and stuff. It's, yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like I have dissected this game so much at this fucking point. It's wildly fucking pointless. It will be what it will be, and it's probably just gonna be a Grimdark Safari. It'll be a come look at the cool art for 3 hours. And to be fair, there's lots of people who already fucking feel that way, because they're bitching about tunnels not being aesthetically pleasing enough for them. They're actually just here for the Grimdark Safari. They want to be taken through a museum and say, ooh, look at the Grimdark mech. Which, to each their own. Am I just, like, blind? Did I not have any 762 left, I guess? Guess not. Alright, you're out. You're out. What do I actually have ammo-wise? I have 545, okay. Maybe that broke. Sort of, kind of, actually. There we go. Okay. I mean, they are, right, Mr. Doggo? But, like... yes, but, like, that's not necessarily, you don't get to... just because you're artist doesn't mean you get to market your games... I guess, no, actually, no matter what, you can market a game however the fuck you want, to be honest. If you want to like... the reason why I just get pissed is because the game they market is not what the game is probably going to be. And I won't even say probably, I want to say almost assuredly is going to be. Hey, MK. Like, it's fine and all, like, there's nothing wrong with the devs being mostly, if not all, artists, right? But that doesn't, like, excuse, like, the marketing hype or the marketing... Okay, I might throw a little bit of shade here. And I want to preface this by saying, when it becomes your livelihood or your hustle, I can understand it a lot more, right? Like, I'm not saying that what they're doing is deplorable or wrong or like they shouldn't do it. But for example, I think Rillo's recent Ark Raiders video, like his marketing video that was, you know, sponsored by or, you know, provided by, you know, Ark Raiders themselves, Embark themselves, is kind of an example of what I'm getting at, right? Of taking a product for what it is and making it seem way better than that, right? It is I don't want to go to the... I'm not going to go to the point where I'm going to say it's malicious or actively misleading, but it is definitely misleading. I genuinely did not, like... I don't genuinely watch Rillo content all that much, but I did click on the Ark Raiders video, and during the entire time, just like, I just could not keep a straight face of like, this is literally, you are making this sound way better than what it is. Like, I know that's your brand, but holy shit. Like, I guess you're doing what they pay you for, right? Like, you are elevating their game behind or beyond of what it is. Yeah, like, and it's a well-made game, and it's like, Ark Raiders is a great game for that reason. It's very well made, but the Rillo video is like, it is like, it elevates the genre. It's not even an extraction shooter anymore. It's something better. It's something beyond. It's something more. No, just call it for what the fuck it is, man. Fucking really losing my goddamn mind over here. And so that parallel can be drawn in this game in the marketing, right? Where it's like, hey, you know, if you look at the Forever Winter video, right, that same sort of spin was placed on the game from Rillo. Listen, I understand the hustle, the grind, dude. You gotta make a fucking paycheck somehow. It is welcome to capitalism. But like, it definitely feels like it probably did the game a disservice, because it definitely felt like it pushed the marketing to something that it was never going to be. And that's part of, like, call me what you will. If you want to call me a pessimist, sure, I don't give a shit. But it is an aspect of being realistic, right? Is knowing your limitations and what your product can and cannot be. And if it's just going to be a grimdark safari, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with making that type of game, but there is something wrong with calling it what it's not.
Everyone for themselves.
I think, like, Silva, like, I stand by, like, my like, Ark Raiders. It's not a review, because it was during pre-release, basically it was during the testing, but, like, I still stand by what I said about Ark Raiders, right? Like, it's a well-made game, but it's just, that's basically, it's just well-made. It's not transformative, it doesn't really do anything all that special, it's just insanely well-made, and it deserves merit for that, but, like, it doesn't... I'm curious how it will shape up over time. I'm curious where they will take it. Because by and large, it doesn't feel like it has staying power to me, personally, but like, I might not be the majority, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, calling it a honeypot is, and certainly is definitely a word to call it for sure. That might be an accurate way of phrasing it. Like, I don't regret it either necessarily, but like, it is an example, right, of like, hey, you know, this game was oversold via marketing. I can understand why plenty of people buy into it and like, what the fuck, this is not what I thought it was going to be. And like, I will say, like, props to Warhammer. I think Warhammer, like, I don't watch a lot of, like, other videos for this game, to be quite frank, but, like, my understanding is that Hammer plays a much more, like, stealth, roleplay oriented style of the game, which props to him, right? I genuinely think you are putting a massive handicap on yourself for doing it that way, and the game doesn't reward you in any way for doing that, but, like, hey, if you want to roleplay it that well, that's perfectly fine and well. But that doesn't mean the game necessarily itself. Like, if someone watches, like, let's say, for example, Hammer, who I'm not, like I said, I'm theoretically here. Let's just say they watch some streamer who plays the game in a very roleplay stealthy way, and then plays the games, like there's not really a reason to do stealth in the game. They might have that kind of, you know, expectation shatter from their, you know, watching someone's videos on it, right?
Hey, I live for this. Please, give me time.
See, Lord, you're approaching this from a very min-maxy standpoint. I'm not that type of gamer. I'm really just here for the vibes and like, well, let me rephrase. I am the type of player. Let me rephrase. This is not my main account, Lord. I have everything done on my main account. I think, except for maybe like the later upgrades for the innards. I think. This is like a fresh account I started for like experiencing tunnels on a newer account to try to empathize with players who are saying they're having struggling with like the platforming elements of tunnels. And by and large, I found their claims unsubstantiated. If you feel otherwise, I would love to see your, like, you just record you passively play the game if you can. I don't care if it's 480p. I am genuinely curious how the fuck you're falling off the goddamn pipes at this point. Now, if you're playing on a controller and like maybe you just kind of zone out a bit because tunnels can be a bit boring, and you have controller drift, and so you might slowly walk to the left off the tunnels, I can understand that. That's still technically on you, but I can understand that. And part of that is that they might not have very well set controller dead zones to help stop drift like that. I don't think any of like, I played Bagman 2 a bit, I think, on the original version of this account, like forever ago, to see how bad it was on the worst case scenario. I have died more times mantling than I have ever, like, I've maybe fallen like once or twice in the tunnels to like my own like issues, right? Where I didn't check the floor here, for example, and I died, which I do think is kind of shitty, but anyway. No, I'm just kind of just talking about just general things. Grapple hook. All right, let's fucking just, yeah, okay. There are an endless myriad of ways of solving issues like this. You could literally almost say anything in chat and it would potentially work. Grapple hook's an example. You could put little guardrails on the edge too. You can just have little like fucking stairways. You can just fucking, what's it called, do that Death Stranding. Have ladders and shit. There's lots of different solutions to the problem, right? Yeah, and that was the other thing, like MK mentioned. I basically mentioned, like, it's either like, it's probably players with controller drift or forgetting they need to fucking sprint before a jump. And then getting mad they forgot to sprint. And then sprinting and jumping has been like a staple of games since like fucking literally 1998. Probably before then too. Like Half-Life 1, fucking a game that's 20 plus years old at this point, had sprint jumps. Fucking players. I didn't sign up for a platforming game. Playing Half-Life 1. Just because it requires you to jump occasionally does not make it a fucking platforming game, you Mongol. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, if they actually included the crouch jump technology, oh god. Having to do like 3 button press at the same time, unplayable. All right, we got a mexer now. We got tanks. We got mechs. I think the game is actually, you know, the game is probably saving me. Because you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get like a mech battle. I'm gonna open up one of the codexes, pick it up, bring an HA grabber immediately. Huh.
I don't know. Spread out.
By the way, that still exists in the game. I am genuinely curious how they actually ended up fixing the tanks flying, because the tanks still fly. It just feels like they fly when they're locked in a small corridor. What am I hearing right now? Oh, sound effects being here. Didn't properly attach to the token when it spawned, probably. All right, no Max, we'll keep moving on. I can probably go to Tunnels B. I have enough stuff for that, actually. Well, underground choppers have been a thing for a while now. Wait, you mean like actually in tunnels, or do you mean just like choppers on the ground? Yeah, like the physics still, like they're like almost trapped in a box, but they still have like the weird instances of them like having weird physics. Oh no, they're yeah, they're not, they don't fix bugs. No, we're good. Like, yeah, like I don't believe any bug report they say they fix. The patch notes are a lie. I do appreciate that they tried, don't get me wrong. I do genuinely appreciate they tried. Remember like that 3-month span, or that 3-patch span of like them trying to fix pot shots? And like none of it ever actually got fixed. I think last stream I literally got pot shotted by a fucking tank.
Gotta keep a record in the event
In downtown of all places. Absolutely cursed. Alright, then we're gonna loot around here a little bit, then probably just leave from the tunnels extract back to the innards here. And these fucking goddamn wires. I can understand it. Here's the thing too. I can understand people like yell at these wires. Like I can understand this. This is, I'm on board for this. I'm on board to fuck these wires. We want to go over this way. Yeah, but the double jump doesn't actually exist, so you kind of need to actually figure out, like, you need to land on something first to actually double jump, I guess, is a dead end. Thanks, Ben, appreciate it. Have a good night. See, this is like literally one of the best tiles in tunnels. You want to know why? Is because there's a squad down there. I can help, like, have a pathway to avoid at a cost. Like, hey, they're patrolling down there. You know what I can do? I can do a little bit of platforming, a little bit of jumping around up here to get around the patrol. Isn't that fucking beautiful? Oh no, the dreaded platform. Actually, this is a extract, right? Let me see. I don't want to extract this yet to a map. Once again, though, Orgamac, you can just walk. You have a pathway to actually get around the Orgamac, though, which is very nice. So you jump way too late. I wonder if it's like a spatial awareness sort of thing. Like not being, like, not having a good idea of where your player is in space. You jumped way too early? I'm curious, Kaio, do you have a driver's license? This is gonna sound really fucking weird, but like bear with me here. Have you driven a car before? Okay, yeah, sorry. I understand your quick question mark. Okay. Do you remember when you were first driving? Did you ever have issues where you would hug the edge of the road a bit too much because you were afraid of, like, colliding with someone by being too close to the center line? It's a thing that happens with new drivers all the time. Like, new drivers will, like, usually have this issue where they'll stay almost way too close to the outer edge of the road because they're so subconsciously or even consciously afraid of hitting a car in the middle of the road. Silva, have you ever played a game before that had jumping? By the aspect of it having a jump, does that make it a platformer? Or platforming? Once again, if you are genuinely having instances where it's not about cooking, I'm literally like trying to understand, like, once again, I mentioned this before. If you genuinely have actual factual big issues with the jumping elements of tunnels, I would love to see your just passive gameplay. And I will watch it. I am genuinely fucking curious. If your point is tunnels is too tedious, I'm on board with that. Like, if you think that tunnels are too long and too tedious, fully on board. But to nitpick about the actual times where it asks you to jump occasionally, I think is insane. I do think overall the game asks you to spend too much time in tunnels, and so yeah, if you're not necessarily enamored with having to jump and like navigate kind of shitty terrain like the wires, yeah, I 100% get you. Like, if you don't really enjoy like the locomotion aspects of this game, which is fair, tunnels takes up way too much time of your game time, right? And it asks you to do that basically almost like the scav checkpoints exist, but do they really exist? Like, actually, I'm curious, how many of you actually use the scav checkpoints? Alright, yeah, we were full. I'm not gonna waste RAM on you. I'm curious if they actually have their metrics on if on how often scav checkpoints are used, because I don't think they're a very good, like, I understand why they included them, but they're such a like a checkbox way of including progression through tunnels. Essentially the point I'm raising this, right, is like, it would be nice for players who can just like maybe play an hour or two to like stop like their loop, maybe like somewhere off in the distance, like in between maps, so they can pick it up next time, but like have the game support that in a much more inclusive way. Like, that's the quality of life I want to see, right? Not just them like making movement more arcadey to help facilitate issues that I don't necessarily agree are issues, outside of Steam discussions. Or rather, I think they're misattributed issues. But like, I would want to see quality of life in the sense of like, hey, you know, if people are having issues where like they can't break apart this game loop into manageable chunks. We started the stream an hour and a half ago, and I started it by saying, hey, let's go get some codexes. And here we are an hour and a half later. And the goddamn codex are not even like a medium mech down in sight. You know what that means? Run it back. We have enough water, right, to probably skip to... Or we want a 39. Just run it back. But no, yeah, it's like the issue with tunnels is that they're so, like, I like tunnels a lot, but they ask too much of the player's time too consistently. Can I just have a fucking mech fight? Is it so much to goddamn ask?
I don't have a good feeling.
I want to do like the one aspect of your game I actually enjoy, which is scavenging for like high value items, or just scavenging in general, but no. Heaven forbid a boy want to fucking scavenge. I just want to find a giant fucking bag of, like, not a bag of, like, I want to find like a giant pile of trash and go dumpster diving. Is that too much to ask?
I think they spotted us.
It's more like how I'll just run through night shift and not enjoy it. It's a vibe, don't get me wrong, but like... Fuck it. I mean, there's not really a reason for me to be here, right? Like, I can kill some cyborgs and get their shit, but like, with the ammo economy nerfs, like, what am I doing here? The IFFs are nice though, considering how fucking broke I am right now. The IFFs are genuinely nice. Each one of those is 4K, which is like worth more individually than like anything in tunnels at all. I am kind of confused too, like how they do their IFF drops, of how like a regular cyborg can drop a level 2, which feels kind of weird. Oh, machine parts. That's nice. I think these are worth quite a bit too, actually.
Eyes on us.
Maybe a load.
Spread out.
Yeah, it's like fucking double machine parts is so weird.
Don't miss. Get a shot down.
Yoink. I mean, their onboarding is just terrible. I do like how the drones now can actually drop multiple of their parts, which is nice, but yeah. The onboarding, the whole onboarding is just kind of bad.
Oh, huh? I think they spotted us. That's it for us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. To be fair, machine parts used to be really fucking rare. Just for Tunnels MK, they have a new tutorial, but like, it's still not great. Like, it's something, don't get me wrong. It's nice that they actually included a new tutorial for Tunnels itself. It genuinely feels like they're just firefighting over there, to be honest. We'll see what the next patch brings. I'm kind of curious, not gonna lie. But like, I'm getting this weird kind of feeling that they're in putting out fires kind of mode. They are. Corpse tanks definitely are still a thing. It's just usually a night shift only sort of thing. And more importantly, like night shift scorched enclave sort of thing. I believe if you have the actual quest to kill it, you can get a quest spawn on Mesa, but it's been a long time since I've done that, so I can't necessarily say it's still up to date. Oh no, yeah, the weird ass HK system where like you pick up 4 pictures and you get HKs. That's fun. Very, very weird too. Like, they're worth literally nothing. So like, why do they care about the pictures so much? It is so genuinely weird. They're worth nothing. Like, what are the pictures of? Like, according to the quest, they're a picture of like someone's family member or like wife or something. I've seen a Stilt Walker like 3 or 4 times. I know it seems like you would want to see it. You're not missing all that much, to be honest. It's pretty buggy. It gets stuck all the time. Cool. What if I do?
Just what I needed in my life. A reason.
Yeah, most of the like optional objectives like that do that. Like blowing up the bridge, doing any of like the tower, not the towers, but other things like that, right? Yeah. There's not really like, the only one I can possibly see that might be worthwhile is if you for some reason need to grind Scrapyard Nexus. You can blow up the bridge on this map and stop drones or cyborgs from spawning on that map, which is like, out of all of them, the only one I think I would ever entertain on doing. It essentially says, you don't get to play Mesa for the next 4 or 5 hours, but now you get to go play Scrapyard and not have drones everywhere, or not have cyborgs everywhere. Oh, we can go back. I haven't tried really doing any of that stuff ever since Tunnels came out either, because I'm like, I know they apparently increase the times. I'm curious how much, right? Because if you have to use it in the same sitting, would you even really bother? Wait, really? That can't be a thing. There's no way. Coyote, I believe you, but I don't believe you at the same time. It's something related, but it can't be because of the polygons on the model. There's something weird going on then. Like, that doesn't sound right. Did they not put nanite on the model? I feel like it would be a much more reported issue though if that was the case. Hold on, you've piqued my interest actually now, fuck. I can find explosives on the map actually. Okay, so we're gonna go do another Mesa, and if we see mechs to kill, we're gonna kill mechs. Otherwise, we're gonna go blow up the bridge, because I'm actually now genuinely curious. I've never heard this before. So, hold on, let me, in-game, top left, perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna put performance on like 60 FPS. Like, well, hold on, actually, that doesn't. You've done this before. There we go. For some reason, by the way, I don't know why this game does it, but occasionally check to make sure if you have unlimited on, it is actually set to unlimited. I have had instances of this game being weird and like actually frame locking you, despite you not having that setting on. It's weird. Anyway, all right, we'll have to find explosives on the map. I don't actually have explosives on me right now, so we'll just have to. We can find 4 explosives on that map. It shouldn't be an issue. And so, yeah, we're gonna go back to Mesa. If we find mechs to get stuff from, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll blow up the bridge, and maybe we can do both. But the main thing we're looking for is to see if our FPS tanks if we see the shield officer. Because if it's a thing like, for example, where the model doesn't have nanite on it, it should affect everyone. Okay, we have half the equation. Do we have the other half? Or just racking. We have T90s, which are gonna die. We've been blessed. Let's go find some explosives. Of course, this would be the fucking, like, the second I choose a different objective, of course, now we get mechs. The fact that his shield, his fucking face is invincible to bullets is fucking mind-boggling. I'm not gonna lie, the fact that the shield officer is immune to bullets to the face can't help me feel like almost like children at a fucking like in a playground playing like tag or some fucking imagination game where they're like, you know, I have immunity from being tagged, like, you know, children logic, right? Of like, hey, I'm immune to being tagged, or like, you know, I have special protection. Foam. It's like, you can't, the shield officer actually has a shield around his face to make him invulnerable to bullets. Yeah, that'd be like the perfect way of like making dog like interactive, right? Or interesting. Is like when he opens his face, you can stun him. Are you guys still going at it? What the fuck is going on over there? Okay, one guy won. On the plus side, they're all in a good spot for me, I guess.
Oh, this is what it's all
Like, being able to, like, here's the thing, too. Even if they make it, like, a requirement to have co-op, I'm actually perfectly okay with that, because it means there's an incentive to actually, like, have people with you. You actually can now protect yourself versus, like, sync kills. Despite me mainly being a solo player, I would be so wholeheartedly on board with that, right? Like, sure, you can't save yourself when you get sync killed or grabbed, but your companions or your friends can.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
Yeah, so like there's so much they could do. There's so much to make actually the shield officer or a lot of their bullshit unkillables way more interesting. Granted, all those require work, but like once again, it's one of those things where it's like, would it be that hard to give him a fucking helmet? What? Ow. I mean, it's one of those things, MK, where like I would be perfectly okay with the intent there, even if it like fell apart with peer-to-peer networking. Where the fuck are the actual things? Like, there's one. All of these actually, like, these fucking little boxes here are such fucking traps. There should be at least one more around here somewhere. The fire floating midair kind of makes it hard. I mean, when in Rome, right? There should be 3 here, actually, to be honest. There's a 3rd one we're missing right now. I mean, if I get an HK grabber, right? I get an HK grabber. Like, this is not gonna stop it. Like, it is what it is. I'd be in the ground, to be honest.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
Are you though? I've never seen that in patch notes. Are you reading to the fact that you can stagger enemies with fire, and that would knock them out of a sync kill? Because I don't think it does. When it definitely seems like when you'll see it with drones, for example, right? You can kill a drone or have a drone die mid sync kill. It will not actually die or gets to have effects applied to it until it finishes the animation. Yeah, I guess we should just be happy with just 2, I guess. That's fine. I don't even remember myself how bad these are, actually. Oh wait, they actually don't require, they didn't actually require me to have a, thing. With the amount of stuff they've spewed in Q&As, I would be reluctant to necessarily believe all of it. Sir, can you please walk away, sir? Actually, I don't really feel safe right now. That your Esco squad is kind of fucked. Yeah, they're all the same container, which is kind of weird. It kind of throws me off. All right, well, let's get to murder them then. Okay, thankfully just HKs. That's okay. Please don't kill me, tank. Please don't kill me, tank. Alright, time to get the fuck out of here. Actually, we're not done yet. I can get some explosives still too and blow up the bridge. Wait, what? Oh, the HKs. But doesn't this apparently stop them now and like you crouch apparently?
Don't miss.
Apparently when you crouch they have like a different state or something like that. Now you can't see me. Now you can. Now you can't. Now you can. Now you can't. Alright. Need 2 more explosives. We can probably actually find them across the actual bridge too. There's a lot of explosive spawns across the bridge. Though if there's a lot of mechs there, cyborgs there, there'll be an issue. Ow, leave me alone. I don't feel very safe right now.
I don't know. Spread out.
The wreck's actually worse. I would take across the bridge over the wreck. The wreck is a fucking shit show now. With how buff cyborgs are and how little ammo people have now, yeah, the Titan's off limits. The endlessly respawning. Fuck. The endlessly respawning cyborgs in there would be a fucking death sentence. Stop? What are you? What is going on? Guess that's the perks of having HKs, like with omniscience, I guess, is the occasional weird spotting.
I think they spotted us.
Apparently it's like bounded omniscience now. They've done some work on it apparently, where like crouching means you can actually hide from them, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what the actual parameters are. Alright. So we can do half the bridge right now. There's one. Alright, there's 2. We need 2 more, which we hopefully can find over here. So weird. Yeah, it can't get up the staircase. I don't think I can get up the staircase, so that's, yeah, it's the only place where you literally are safe, probably. Outside of other vertical elements it can't get up on.
I think they spotted us.
Fucking brawlers up here? What the hell?
Whittle them down, we can break out.
Isn't it weird that brawlers have like the same head HP as cyborgs do? I guess it makes sense, but I don't know. It feels like they should not be so. Considering the brawlers don't run that fast, and they always run at you in a straight line. They feel like they should be a lot deadlier than they actually are. Don't get me wrong, they can fuck you up, but they were like they're pretty sneaky, I will say, actually. If you don't see them, they can be super sneaky. But by and large, they just run at you and get headshot to death and die. All right, we need our last 2 explosives. There's 1, and there can be a spawn up here for 1, or quite a few actually. Yeah, they have like a guaranteed spawn in Scrapyard, basically, depending on the variant of Scrapyard you get. There we go.
As perfect a day.
Let's go blow up a bridge. There's the HKs. Who are very upset with me for stealing codexes, apparently. I like the idea of codexes, but I hope that like eventually they get replaced with actual like loot. That would make sense why they get so upset with you that you're stealing. Yeah, I think there's like one like halfway through. Stop it. There we go. And the last one's like right down here. Is it here? Yeah. All right, so we're like at like what, 63, 68 FPS, like 65 to 70 FPS. We should hopefully see a pretty big drop. Oh, they're gonna fall to the depths, aren't they? Or they're gonna fall at least. Just keep shooting immediately, just like, yeah, no respawn, just keep shooting. We're gonna find out in a second, I guess. I mean, it's something. He went back up though. Well, let's see. I mean, it's a hit. Not really. I mean, it's a little bit lower, but not much. Like, this might just be this area too, but like, I wouldn't say by and large it's a massive hit, at least on my computer. Maybe it's a thing with like AMD, or maybe it's a thing with drivers, I don't know. Yeah, they tried.
Well, we're still here. Let's count for something.
Yeah, I don't, I'm not sure if it could or not. I don't think it could. Just because we've seen with drones before that they can die mid-animation, but still, they won't actually die until they leave the animation for sync kills. I'm gonna be rich. Alright, I have solid money issues. Yeah, the newer NVIDIA cards plus drivers are weird. Alright, we can get rid of this now. Off you go. Yeah, stairway. Yeah, there's a few areas on stairway that are really bad for everyone. Yeah. God, so much fucking foam. Why would I give a shit? Like, here's the thing, too. This isn't progression. It's just a chase goal, too. Which is, it's all fine and well to have. I mean, I would not be surprised if that's like, they've been missing before tunnels and before this, right? They were missing things to entice people who want to grind for a reason to grind. And they don't need a lot. They just need a chase goal, right? This has given a lot of people a chase goal now. It's not progression, but it's a chase goal, which is nice to have, I guess. But I would not personally call this progression. It's just a chase item. So we're still in the progression waiting room, I guess. I can build myself a TV, why not? I have a big old TV. Alright, we have shored up our money reserves until we start building a few things. How are we on drones? We haven't really used all that many yet. Or not really any today at all. But we haven't got any motors yet either, right? So we might not have a whole lot anyway. Yeah, we need another motor. I can make one if I want to wait for 10 minutes. I can just go run tunnels 3 and 4, I think, or tunnels D. And that should do me up. It's gonna cost me a lot of my water, but that's fine. Let's get some quests for downtown, maybe. To help even out the water cost. Well, maybe not even, but put a dink in it, maybe. TMK. All right. Any more downtown stuff? Could just do a generic quest 2, maybe. Yeah, 3 is fine. Alright. Guess I can prestige. How are we on the good old ammo? Not a whole lot. Are you reset yet? You sorta are, but not really. Let me just do this side first, I guess. Let me bring some meds. Let me bring a few drills, just in, like 2 drills maybe, just in case. And I have 2 drones. Okay. Yeah, kind of do juggling. I generally, like, the only other character I would probably play a bit would probably be like Shaman, probably. I'll do gun it occasionally for vibes, but like I have no interest in playing Old Man or Mask or Scav Girl really. Hey Nell, how's it going?
Has our luck run out?
Alright, so we are ideally looking for lots of looting in this tunnel, to be exact. If we find lots of good stuff in here, we'll probably just like run through downtown. Hey Vinny, how's it going? Don't need that junk. Thanks, Vinny. Appreciate it. It's so weird how, like, in regular containers, you have the, like, appended loot on top of, like, ammunition, right? Need to find them first. So we're in tunnels D, so we should probably find definitely quite a few foams here and motors. The first thing is definitely getting some motors, though, to help shore up our reserve of fast travel drones. Alright, is there an exo up here? Sometimes it can be, like, deadly quiet, so you gotta always check. Alright, looks like we're good. Leave me alone. I should really just fucking kill them. Did they actually make it where we can only see in its spotlight now? That's actually kind of cool. You just spotted me. I didn't see your aggro indicator. Are you lying to me? Okay, maybe I gave them too much credit. It looked like for a second it was only gonna see me based off its like spotlight, then quickly reminded me that's not the case. Yeah, there should be a few more snipers over here. They usually spawn in 3s.
Don't miss. Make every shot count.
How would you like to see Masked Man crash out? Yeah, it kind of felt like it was Jag. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, that's a pretty common trope in games like this, but either it's buggy or it's not really the intent. Now, no. Where the f— I just killed 2 of you. Where did you both come from? Remember, though, you're not allowed to use bullets. We gotta make sure we restrict the bullet counts. Listen, let's just have the AI play by the same rules. If we're gonna restrict things by every hour, the AI should be the same way. You know, you know, if you see a grabber in an hour, you can't get another grabber for the next hour. If you kill 1,000 drones, or let's say like if you kill 100 drones in an hour, they don't come back. Yeah, it's weird because it's like it kind of makes you think it's a stealth kill, but it's like the exact opposite of a stealth kill. It's very funny. So many motors. This might be how many motors stack? 2. They not stack. Can you not stack them? Wait. I never actually tried manipulating my inventory in this game, but I guess you can't. Or is it just like stacks of 2? Weird. We should go over here and loot over here also. There's usually a few containers also. Still no foam yet though. I require foam. Though there's like no shot or to get even close to getting a personal quarters on this account yet. 25 foam. I will take motors though. Motors I'm very happy to see. Wait, like level 3 IFFs, Futara? I don't really care about, I don't really need anything like need them, but that is interesting. Credits are easy though. If I really wanted to grind credits, I can grind credits. Like, credits are just like a brute force of like loading into a map, seeing if mechs are there to kill each other, and then leaving if they're not. The foam is truly just RNG of just continue opening containers until you get lucky.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
Like, if I load into Tunnels 4, or Tunnels D, whatever it's called, I don't know until I loot the containers if I'm gonna get foam or not. If I load into Mesa and don't see any mechs there, I know I'm not gonna get any codexes and just leave. I am here for like 3 things.
Perfection.
I think you're worth a little bit. Power cells are good too. Is there another thing that can be a constraint sometimes? There we go, there's a foam. Oh boy. I feel internally rewarded. I'm not gonna, I've been playing a little bit. It's really a curse because I've only really played this game once a lot, and I got like a single lot of time to it because like naturally it's like one of those like video game crack games, right? But I've been playing Factorio again, and I don't usually rely, like I like making my own blueprints, right? I don't like, I could go and like rely on like those blueprints, but like that like removes some of the fun for me. I like making my own blueprints in that game. For those unfamiliar, like Factorio is like a factory game, and you kind of need to like logistically organize everything to make sure it functions well, and blueprints are a way of like copying and pasting things to scale up your factory. Whoops. So like I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of getting out of the early game, and I've got like my like input output set up. I got my output set up very nicely to the point where I have a bunch of materials going through the factory, and I have a bunch of materials coming out of the factory to the point where I can now send those lines to a basically a new hub. I'm gonna build to actually do like more mid-tier crafting stuff. I don't play these games a whole lot, Lord. Like I'll play Factorio. I'm gonna play this game probably like for like, you know, one playthrough, and I'll be done with it for like another year, like a couple years. I'm not like a hardcore kind of this kind of gamer kind of guy, but I do enjoy that game. And I've set it up to the point where I have like 8 or 10 resources being output from the factory, and they're organized now, and it looks great. And it's just waiting for me to build the next step, and me just sitting there and seeing that output of the factory was such a fucking dopamine hit. I haven't, maybe in downtown Futaro, I haven't seen. Well, okay, here's the problem, dude. Is if I spend most of my time if I spend most of my playtime in tunnels, it's hard for me to give you an honest gauge of like downtown or Babel or Cemetery if they actually drop lots of foam. They probably can, but like the amount of containers and tunnels probably skews it by a lot. But no, yeah, like back to my point. Like I saw my work, and I saw the output, and I saw it, you know, it moving me to the next step of the game, and I'm like, this feels very internally rewarding. Yeah, there is probably some tunnel rooms with more containers than the entirety of Scrapyard. Wait, actually, was that foam? Concrete mixer, there we go. Like, some of these rooms are actually insane with the amount of containers they have. It's genuinely wild. I have both. I'm sure I have both of those. That's a bridge to cross later. I'm not too worried about it right now. The name of the game is Foam, and there's no shot routing there today anyway. So, said. We're here for a ride, not a rush. Yeah, they have a few of those, right? Of just like the haha funny sort of things. Yeah, definitely feeling like a leave kind of scenario now, and not do the quests on downtown. I don't have a lot of meds either, which does not help at all. Alright, this is a dead end, but it's got containers in here.
As long as I'm the last one standing.
Alright, everything's dead. Yeah, we can tap for a bit. The only problem is going to be drones. You can't tap drones. This is kind of a wash. I'll take 556. There we go. That's helps out a little bit. All right. Any containers over here? Does not look like it. Yeah, we're good. All right, the way down should be back in the room that we were in before we came up here. So I was actually surprised too. I've been playing a few different games right now for recordings and stuff like that, and I've noticed that like it is in every game that does procedural levels like roguelites, right? Every single one of them has a free like teleport backtrack feature, right? I was genuinely actually surprised because I knew it was a prevalent trope or prevalent, you know, feature in roguelites that use that type of leveling or level structure, but like I actually like it's like in all of them. Like like Dead Cells, Returnal, like Enter the Gungeon, like so many of them, like literally all of the roguelites, they like whenever they have procedural levels that require a degree of backtracking, they always give you basically a free teleport to get out of having to backtrack. What are you? If you're downtown, I'll take you. If not, I'm gonna keep moving on. It's why, for example, like if they're not gonna, it might not be okay for them to give you that in tunnels, for example, because it would be immersion breaking, or like they can't figure out a way to do it. But like what they could do instead is just like have any of the extracts take you to any of the maps. I tried getting like playing some Helldivers 2 back with the new like Hive Lord. I didn't really stick with it at all. It's a fun game. It's just sort of like Ark Raiders, right? And that concept of like, yeah, it's a fun game. It's fun if you really enjoy the game loop, like don't get me wrong, but like there's not really it's perfectly okay for games just to be fun, but I genuinely need for myself of something a bit more in regards to like bait to get me attracted to it, right? It doesn't answer any of the whys I care about. I just mentioned I don't have bullets for you, asshole. Leave me alone. I mean, I do have bullets for you, but I'd rather not spend them on you. Like Wildlands? I haven't trusted a Ubisoft game in fucking forever. They have, once again, mentioning my video. Please go watch it. It's not doing very well. I think it's basically just the algorithm just kind of being like, hey, this is not the content you make, so go fuck yourself. Which is fair. I understand the algorithm. I get you. But no, like, Ubisoft's always had the issue of like they pad the living shit out of their games for content. They're the type of company that says like we have 100 hours of gameplay, but like 80% of that's gonna be like doing collectibles or doing repetitive side quests. Like it's always looked like borderline interesting Pixel, but never enough, especially considering, you know, Ubisoft. Should be down. Yeah, it's getting towers, right? Yeah. They found one cool thing for the OG Assassin's Creed, and like, we're gonna have every game include that now. There we go. No, Factorio is like, not a lot of games trigger like a dopamine rush in me. Seeing that the conveyor belts of like finished product or like ready to be fed into like the next segment of the factory, oh god, huge rush. I was like, this feels rewarding. It's been a while. And like it's unfair to compare a game like that to this, but like that's what I mean by like weaving different things together, right? Because so much of Factorio is figuring out how everything meshes together, right? And like you can kind of almost see the meshing together through the conveyor belts, right? Because your conveyor belts kind of are a way of showing the meshing together, because you're having to weave these conveyor belts to literally kind of in the game, you know, manage the interweaving. Wait, did they make you? Yeah, they literally brought you up. Oh, Skull and Bones, yeah. If they Skull and Bones 13 or 14 years old me, I would have been fucked, because like young teen me would have been entirely on board for a shitty pirate game. What's that game called? God, there was a game. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Give me 1 second here. I might be AFK for a moment. I know it's not Sea of Thieves. It's way older than that. So old. Hold on. I'll find it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. This will be a fucking throwback. It's called Pirates of the Burning Sea. It had absolutely really fucking cool ship combat, and it was an MMO that had really cool ship combat and absolutely god-awful anything else. It had one good thing about it, but that's all I needed, was cool ship combat. The ships were so well done. Everything about the ships and the ship combat was so great, and anything else about the game sucked so much cock. It was like playing like a ship combat game like that with like a weird, just like a different game entirely tacked onto it. I couldn't it's weird. I this is really weird. Like, this is getting into like nitpicking almost. I really typically like more third person or like this type of oriented games. But when it comes to a game like Factorio, I actually prefer Factorio over Satisfactory. For some reason, I prefer the top-down format of that game than Satisfactory. It might be a complexity thing too, or like it might be just simpler for my brain to process like 2D as opposed to 3D. In regards to factory layouts. I've never heard of that. But no, Pirates of the Burning Seas was fucking great. The ship combat was amazing. It was so good. Is there bug spray in this game? If bug spray exists, that implies the inclusion of bugs of consequence. And I have seen none. Or is that just for roaches, or are you implying that there's bigger bugs around we need to kill? I'm not gonna lie, I would never expect them to do, like, they're so entwined with anime and like mechs, I never expect them to do this. But if they ever leaned more into the biomechanical slash like, biopunk slash like flora and fauna, let's call it nature punk. Like if they lean more into like biopunk and nature punk, because I'm just making up fucking terms at this point, it'd be very cool. Isn't like nature punk just fucking like druid craft basically? Just druid shit? Like any D&D druid is just nature punk? Alright, time to skedaddle.
Always a pleasure, folks.
But no, yeah, I would love to see like flora and fauna. Like the tunnels make a lot of sense too for like. I don't expect them to do this, but I do think like tunnels 1 and 2, or just like tunnels in general, would be a great spot for like flora and fauna. All right. That was a good run. We got some phones, we got some motors, we got some other stuff. How many fast travel drones can we make back? Flora and fauna, well, that would be, I guess, yeah, technically correct. All right. Collect. I can make 2. Okay, so we came out ahead there. Game? Did I have my motor, please? My drone? It should be fixed. There we go. I have no idea. I don't really look at experience. I'm not sure what I had. Did I have 12K? I don't know. I don't really care about this number at all. I'm not a big guy for like number go up, I feel good. The number has to have meaning, and this doesn't have meaning for me. Yeah, you can get experience for killing stuff too, but it's really based off what you bring back, really, especially considering that like they're leaning less and less on you killing things, just actively killing things. All right. How far away from me are we from like anything? Definitely far away from the personal quarters still, but that put a good chunk in it. I think we like got 2 or 3 foams that run. Yeah, it's literally just foams. We can make this already if we wanted to. Okay. Yeah, you get a lot of experience. You bring back, like, you basically prestige up if you bring back a codex if you want to. All right, back over to, I think, 556 for right now, just because of ammo constraints. Let me re-upgrade you again, too. I don't have a shooting range unlocked right now, so I can't tell you that. I've heard it's bugged for quite a few people, though, so you would not be alone in that regard. Let's start from the beginning, go all the way through. Let's save a drone. Let's do a kind of a fast run, though. We don't want to go to Mesa if we can help it, because the shield officer will still be there.
We should have chosen another exit.
Let's see how far we can. Let's see how quick we can speed run a Tunnels D. It's been a second since I've actually tried doing this. Fuji, I'm like 35. I haven't played anymore since that, really. I showed it earlier. I have like 32 hours in Ark, and I don't really plan on putting a lot more in. I'll probably still play it here and there, but like I'm not really actively playing that game. Like, it's fun and all, but like it's just like it's almost like it's kind of like Counter-Strike almost, if you just had like the ability to choose your loadout, I guess. That's weird. It feels like a round-based game with a very long round time. There's not really like an overarching reason to do anything in that game, which kind of kills motivation for me. I mean, I think the, okay, like, it's important for me to note this. Like, I really like, it's very well made, it's very well polished, the game loop is fun, but the game loop is fleeting for me personally. Like, I don't really just, I have plenty of games I will play ad nauseum if I want to play a repetitive game. I'll go play Counter-Strike if I want to go play a repetitive game. Granted, it's not that repetitive because of PvP, but, like, I can definitely get the sense why when they only had PvE, they had the issue of they couldn't make their game fun because their game isn't fun without the PvP, because it needs that dynamicism. Like their systems don't provide really any structure or motivation for the game, right? It's really just about having a fun time with the skeleton they built and the people you play with or people you play against, which is fine and well, but I already have games for that I already enjoy.
What?
If you want to go watch my video, The Why of Games, I think that game struggles a lot in the why. Like, if I look at Ark Raiders, I don't think they do really anything outside of just making a fun game. And fun is fleeting. Fun gets old over time. It just runs through, basically. So we're trying to get to Tunnels D as quickly as we can. It's important to note too, like I mentioned this in my video also, it's perfectly fine and well if you don't need that why. Like, if you just want a game to be fun and that's it, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, they're doing a whole like a sea thing. They're doing full like naval combat. Which, like, honestly, naval combat is so weird and quirky and interesting. I hope it does well. Why are you angry with me? I didn't do anything to you. Like, Empire Total War had naval combat. Didn't Rome Total War 2 have naval combat, I think? Did it? I feel like it did. I was always like ass at naval combat in games because like it's so different from like any type of combat, right? It's so weird and interesting. It's so different from anything else. All right, we're just running through. Leave me alone. Did I just hear someone? What the fuck?
I think they spotted us. That's it for us.
Yeah, I like Mountain Blade. It's just, it's the... I always typically struggle with sandbox games. I'll get into sandbox games for a bit, but I always have trouble, like, maintaining lots of playtime in those games. What the hell is happening to them? Are they going into the Shadow Realm? What the fuck? Who will we take those? Oh, they're being like literally... They're being like sent back to their spawn? Alright, I'll see you guys later. Well, that's wild. Haven't seen that before. You find a new bug every day. That, or it's just like error handling, where like if they detect an error with the AI pathfinding, they just respawn it. The dog has that, by the way. Like that's been on the dog for like the longest time in regards to cemetery. With the dog teleporting, it would get stuck. It would probably trigger like a error warning with it, and it would respawn. All right, time for a run through. Hopefully, no dog in the corridor. It's going well, Delta. We're just trying to speedrun a Tunnel D. It's been a while since I tried speedrunning it too, so I'm curious like how long it takes. Though we're doing a pretty good job. I'm kind of, should we loot Tunnel C? Tunnel C has got usually some pretty good loot in it, but yeah, we'll continue on. Leave me alone. I've managed to die from a few bullshit ways already. The stun lock, the mantling. I swear, whenever I take a break from this game and come back, it always ends up with me dying from mantling. And it's always fucking Mesa, and it's always that goddamn railing. Because I want to jump on top of the railing, and the game's like, no, you're going to mantle. You're going to mantle and you're going to enjoy it and die. Keep moving. Not waste too much time here. Actually, this is free ammo here. Should just use this for right now. Leave me alone. Let's see, we go. Yeah, that's always a good one too, right? Getting punked out by a grenade launcher guy. I definitely have died quite a few ways that way, especially with these newer accounts, right? With like lower HP scavs, they just literally get Thanos snapped by a grenade launcher guy.
I don't have a good feeling.
We need to go that way. Okay, it's easier to go through you guys. Anyway. What do you mean by reset? Like HK, like yeah, HKs do not follow you through levels, is that what, if that's what you mean? And like once you like leave an area and load into a new area, like things don't follow you. It's an entirely different map. Yeah, HKs don't follow you. There's no HKs in tunnels. They don't follow you at all. Though knowing them, I would not. Is it an if or a when? This might be a dead end. I'm kind of feeling that it is. We're gonna go down here actually. I feel like that will be a dead end up there, so we're gonna go this way because I think this might be the actual way out. I'm gonna say over here. We're gonna go up this way. I hear drones, and I'm assuming drones are spawning in fucking walls. Yeah, they are. Alright, I gotta exit check this tile. God damn it. Well, you're already fucking right there. Jesus Christ. Well, I guess we gotta backtrack now. Because I can't go that way. That's really gonna hurt the speed run here. Gonna kill our time. Man, it would drive me insane if I was like, I would never speedrun these, but like, there are certain categories or certain games that require like RNG for like this actual speed run. That would drive me fucking up the wall. I would never do it because of that reason, but like, the people who do, man, they got tenacity. Like, say for example, right, to actually get like a proper speed run, you need to like do this like 1 in 100 chance thing That's just like RNG. It's not even about skill, it's just about RNG.
Whittle them down and we can break out.
I'm back, boys. I know I just killed you a second ago, but it's nice to see that you're all okay. I suddenly don't feel bad about murdering you all when you just come back a second later. Anyway, back we go.
Don't miss. Make every shot count.
Yeah, I don't see a grenade launcher guy. Whee! Stamina. There we go. Ow. Alright, oh boy, this is the way out. We probably need to go down here, I guess. Alright, what's down here first, though, so I don't get murdered accidentally? Hashtag stealth. Is it stealth or just a dance? By the way, I'm actually curious too. I know like these tunnels don't have floors, and so it kind of makes sense. But like traditionally in areas underground, there's usually like constant issues with flooding, right? So I'm surprised we don't see more flooded areas. I guess they don't really want to deal with like water mechanics at all, which is fine. But like you can really, I get fucking terrified of like water enemies, man. The like the shark monster in Half-Life. Oh, the fucking worst when I was younger. The fact that like in Half-Life 2 also, they showed you like an image of it or like a video of it, like when you get like teleported around after Dr. Klein's like intro. And so like there's always that fear of God of like whenever you're playing the game Half-Life 2. I don't think it actually exists in the game. It's not programmed outside that scripted sequence. But there's always that fear of like if you go into water that it might be there in the back of your head. Absolutely terrifying. Need to go up, okay. So up we go then. Oh, a secret room, okay. I'll take some good loot, I guess, if it's a good loot in here.
Don't miss.
They're supposed to be like good loot rooms, but I would be. I'm curious if they actually had like a higher rarity or just that like there's more containers. What you got for me? Yeah, that's shit. I will take ammo too. I'm getting pretty low on ammo here. Do 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 do. This room fucking sucks. I feel like I have been bamboozled, tricked. This room was I got 20 rounds of 7.62. Otherwise, this room was fucking useless. Alright, let's find our extract, hopefully. Or find an extract at this point. We're still in Tunnel C, so we're not to our destination just yet. Hello, drones I don't have ammo for. Did you hear the part where I said I don't have ammo for you? It'd be kind of nice if you just would fuck off. Dead end. By and large, they don't drop anything I really need. We're here to get to Tunnel D. I don't need alcohol or IFFs. I'm really just here for one thing, getting to D and getting some foams and motors and all that good stuff. This might be the way out then if we go up top. Or is this entire segment just like a giant middle finger? Oh, we got this. This is the room that we were in earlier. Are you a dead end? You look like a dead end almost. Oh no, extract right over there. Perfect. You just mass murder, Golden. The only way of getting level 3s is just killing lots of things and getting lucky. So, like, maybe Scrapyard, just, like, go to a map where you can murder recklessly and try, you know, and get loot. If you find a good, like, tunnel segment to farm, you can probably do that, because the enemies will respawn in tunnels. Other than that, like, maybe Scrapyard. Blessed foam. Alright, we're good. Alright, what map are you? I'll take Swamp. Swamp's a pretty easy run through. It is kind of just weird, isn't it, Pixel? It would make a lot more sense, right? Hold on. Crash out check. Sorry, crash out warning. God damn it. If you ever go to Frozen Swamp and you wonder why, like, it feels like your bullets are disappearing, I will introduce you to culprit number 1. This. It eats bullets, but only your own. It doesn't actually, it doesn't seem like it eats other enemies' bullets for you. So, like, it's faux cover. It's so weird. It's cover only for enemies. But yeah, these long, like, branchy, like, leafless bushes just eat projectiles. It's like, it is literally reverse cover. Yes. It is so fucking weird.
Oh, huh? I think they spotted us. That's it for us.
Hello. Let me go this way. You know, I tried to avoid combat, and then there you are. I try to be a good scav and like, I'm gonna be stealthy and avoid combat, and then you do that. No quarter. No quarters for anyone. Only dimes and nickels. And only up to 20 cents. No quarters. Alright, let's get out of here. So after this is Tunnel D, which is our location. I want to say it took us like maybe like... We got bogged down in C for quite a bit, unfortunately. So like it 25-30 minutes to get from Tunnel A to Tunnel D. We did get bogged down in Tunnel C though. I would probably say if you know your route and you like maybe have some stims on you, you can probably do like 15-20 minutes. Probably 20 minutes more conservatively. Assuming like you just skip containers and looting and just like run straight to Tunnel D. Hey John, it's going well. We're just on our way to Tunnel D right now to get some stuff. We started in Tunnel A, and we decided to like just run here as quickly as we could. Took us a bit longer than normal, but you know, it's fine. We are here now. Somewhere we don't get shotgunned to death right here. There's like one more asshole left. All right. Now it's time to loot every container we see.
Wake up, rinse and repeat. Stay alive.
Ah yes, the floating debris. Beautiful. Alright, over we go. I'll take ammo. We are desperately low on ammo, so. Don't need any of this shit. I do need you just in case we get low on those. Basically, if it's not an ingredient to craft something in the innards, and it's not an ingredient for drones, we don't typically care about it. With a few exceptions maybe here and there. Alright, please no Exo. Exo up here would be fucking absolute terrible, like, just terrible. You can't usually tell, too, until you actually, like, look, because sometimes they just don't move and are silent as shit. I think they've mainly fixed that, but I would not be a gambling man to always assume that's the case. Bedbreaker, power cell. Don't need those. Yeah, we're good. There we go. Oh boy. We got ourselves a foam. Motor's big too. So far, so good. The first few crates have been pretty kind to us. We'll check extracts if we're nearby to see which one's downtown, because I genuinely cannot recall things. But yeah. Definitely not Babel. Almost assuredly not Cemetery. Ideally downtown. If it was between Babel or Cemetery, I would probably choose, I think, Cemetery. The dog is fucking cursed, but like Babel is a shit show with no ammo. You say high value, but I don't believe you. Maybe they're just saying it for later when they actually do work on the actual like loot tables. They're like worth like 700 credits, I think. So nothing. I'll take the ammo. I definitely will take the ammo. Let's go this way first. No, I'm good. If I wanted, I can just go pull up a map if I wanted directions. Hello? Alright, well, you keep your secrets then. I think this does loop around. Like, this is one of the few tile sets I think that actually has a few loops arounds where like you actually have alternate pathways to your destination. That's sometimes not always the case. Down we go. Drones, man. So many goddamn drones. Over we go. Over we go. Leave me alone. You're not worth the bullets.
Everyone for themselves.
I hear an XO. I don't see an XO. We can go that way. Let's go and explore over here first. Did I stealth kill you? I think the unmasked cyborgs are weird. Yeah, you can't stealth kill these assholes. Because I only need like, I think I have like 5 million already, John. They're pretty common. And you don't need that many construction drones to actually build what you need. I already have a lot. We're here for the stuff we need to make the personal innards upgrades, and that's really, the personal cores, that's really about it. And then make the drones to help make farming for that easier. Let's start up top first. Go away. I will win this fight, or I will die trying. Get back over here. I'm not done with you. You don't get to run. There we go. All right, we're good. That was a fucking struggle. All right, more ammo. God damn it. Your tunnel's D. You're supposed to be good. Give me the good stuff. Nope. All right. Well, all right. Fuck me, apparently. Let's go down first, I guess. You're ammo, so why not? Alright, well that... Alright. I will take a few meds though, actually. I think we're getting kind of low. And what are you? Med crate? Yeah, we don't need you. One's enough. Alright, let's see what this is. If it's not what we want, we'll just go back the other way. I don't feel like I should leave this early. I feel like I got plenty of more time to get stuff, but it'll be nice to know what tunnels this exit is. Leave me alone. On. You're being rude. Stop it. Okay, are you downtown? Oh boy. I'm not doubling back. I changed my mind. Man, what's with the... I feel like they just don't respect Mask Man. Like, how is this still a bug right now? Like, you know, just... They don't give Mask Man any, what's the right word? Modesty, right? Just constantly just showing off his ass. There we go. Alright, he's fine now, he's fixed.
Everyone for themselves.
I'm scared. There's usually a grenade launcher guy in that pack. Please no grenade. We like to live. We're gonna loot this house real quickly, then probably gonna leave. Whoa, FPS drop. Ugh. Up I go. Are you mods or ammo? Ammo. I will open ammo. Okay. I got more ammo from the not ammo crate. Okay. Alright, what's over yonder? Mods. There's a chance. Nope, never mind. Just drills everywhere. Okay, I got my water, so we're good on that front. And sure, why not? What do I hear something? Yeah, patrol down there. Okay. Down we go. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. Okay, they're above me. We're good. I heard them approaching. I was like, oh shit. Get me out of this menu. Maybe you're just not having good pickings right now. Oh well. Get the fuck out of here. Don't mind me. Leave me alone. Okay, you're doing the opposite, okay? It's not very nice of you. I don't think so. No, I think they're all not placeholder. I think they're all 0.1 still.
Must not be a good sign.
You can still carry like loads of tunnel shit. I'm like 99% sure there's still placeholder weights, but we can go check. Chris, what you're referring to is if you go to Bundleton and you go to large items, you're probably talking about the tactical camera right here. So once again, Bundleton, large items, and then tactical camera. Yeah, but I think their weights are still like super low. It doesn't say here, but I think they're all still 0.1s. Can I carry any of you? Usually sure you can or not. None of these are new. Yeah, I can't really test. I'm like pretty sure they're all placeholders still. Yeah, I got enough of these sentient drills to make what I need here. We didn't get enough motors though, unfortunately, which is kind of sad. Can I make one? Oh yeah. No. These parts are fucking so goddamn rare. Alright, that's it for today, everyone. We'll continue the grind next time. I might stream this weekend. If I do, it won't be this game. I'm gonna keep this game at most one time a week, but don't hold me to that. But yeah, we'll just see and play from here. I'm kind of curious. I might do Darkest Dungeon. I really want to get back into it and play it again, because I've never actually fully finished it. I've gotten close, but never fully finished it, so Darkest Dungeon sounds really nice. Other than that, I do have a new video out. Please go watch it, let me know your thoughts. It's different from my normal content. It's not for everyone related, but it kind of sort of is. But I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on it, just for more thoughts on it later. All right, I'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Bye all.